In late 2012, three men in black tactical gear arrived and systematically tore through the WWE roster. For 2 years, the Shield operated as a flawless, unified unit. The internal chemistry was perfectly calibrated. Roman Reigns provided raw, physical muscle. Dean Ambrose brought a chaotic edge. And Seth Rollins acted as the calculating mind behind the operations, the architect. By the spring of 2014, they reached their absolute apex. The trio faced off against Evolution, a faction composed of the company's most decorated legends, and beat them decisively in back-to-back premium live events. Having dismantled those veterans, the Shield effectively ran out of enemies. They had cleared the entire landscape of credible external threats, hitting the highest possible ceiling for a faction in professional wrestling. Nobody on the outside could touch them. But that complete lack of external pressure created a vacuum, leaving the group highly susceptible to the one thing they couldn't fight together: individual ambition. In June 2014, corporate executive Triple H realized he couldn't beat the Shield in the ring, so he activated a contingency strategy. He called it Plan B. Seth Rollins took a step back, raised a steel chair, and swung it violently into the back of Roman Reigns, instantly fracturing the Brotherhood. That single swing dismantled the most popular act in the company on live television. The crowd fell silent before erupting in disbelief as the unified front collapsed in the center of the ring. As the mastermind behind the group's success, Rollins had meticulously built this unstoppable force. Why would the architect intentionally tear down his own masterpiece? This was a calculated, ruthless business decision. Rollins saw the shifting landscape and executed a preemptive strike to ensure his own survival at the top of the industry. He recognized a systemic limit within WWE. The corporate structure only has room for one singular star at the absolute apex. To claim that spot, he traded his brother's loyalty for the corporate machine, guaranteeing he would bypass the bottleneck entirely. The strategy paid immediate dividends. Within weeks, Rollins secured the Money in the Bank briefcase, guaranteeing him a future championship match, while Reigns was left to struggle on his own, failing to capture the vacant title. Rollins correctly diagnosed a structural roadblock in his career path. Rather than wait to see which of the three would be chosen, he ruthlessly removed his closest allies to secure his own trajectory. Less than a year later, at WrestleMania 31, Roman Reigns finally fought his way to the main event, challenging Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship in front of over 70,000 fans. Late in the bout, with both competitors decimated and lying on the mat, Rollins sprinted down the ramp to cash in his contract, legally inserting himself into a match that was already underway. He pinned Reigns, stealing the championship directly from his grasp. It became known as the Heist of the Century, and the image of Rollins hoisting the gold proved the ultimate validation of his corporate alignment. This exact outcome proved his 2014 hypothesis correct. By turning his back on the Shield, Rollins gave himself the exact tools and timing he needed to beat Roman Reigns to the ultimate prize. From a purely analytical standpoint, the gambit worked flawlessly. He cemented his legacy as a main event champion, leaving his former brothers empty-handed in the process. The fallout from that night left permanent casualties. Dean Ambrose grew increasingly alienated by the fractured dynamics of the roster, and by 2019, he left the WWE ecosystem entirely. He joined a rival promotion where he remains under a long-term contract. Because the two companies have no working relationship, a true Shield reunion is now structurally impossible. But the deepest psychological scar was inflicted on Roman Reigns. The memory of that 2014 chair shot slowly poisoned him. To ensure he would never be victimized or betrayed again, Reigns hardened his outer shell, eventually evolving into the ruthless, dictatorial tribal chief. While Rollins successfully built his own path to glory, his betrayal inadvertently manufactured the most dominant and paranoid villain of the modern wrestling era. That history has made Seth Rollins into Roman Reigns' permanent psychological kryptonite. He is the one opponent who consistently shatters his composure simply by weaponizing their past. This dynamic reached a breaking point at WrestleMania 40. Presented with the choice to secure his title or enact revenge for 2014, Reigns chose to hit Rollins with a steel chair, a lingering obsession that directly cost him his historic 1,316-day championship reign. Now, they are set to collide at SummerSlam 2026. With the World Heavyweight Championship on the line, Reigns and Rollins will finally step into the ring to settle a 12-year blood feud. That single swing of a steel chair served as the catalyst for both of their careers. They forged completely separate paths to the top of the industry, but ensured that as long as they are wrestling, they remain eternally tethered to one another.